Okay.
That'll work.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's 5:30. I'm told we call this special call meeting to order. The purpose of this meeting is to adopt our budget. We pause just for a moment of silent prayer. As we pause this moment, I ask that you think in terms of our city, our country. Be mindful of the shooting that took place yesterday in two locations. One was in Utah and another was out in Colorado. Pray for our country and all the violence that we have in this so uncalled for. That somehow we as a country can come together and realize that that's not the way. And think of the families and pray for them as they go through this transition in their families. Thank you. Roll call.
Alderman Chapman,
Present.
Alderman Bradford, Alderman Wilson,
Present.
Alderman Dubus, Alderman Verbastro,
Present.
Alderman Chesbay,
Here.
Alderman Lennox,
Here.
Mayor Wellington.
Item on the agenda, the main agenda is decline request to adopt the city of Moss Point municipal budget for fiscal year October 1, 25 through September 30th, 26, in accordance with the Mississippi Code annotation 2135-5, submitted by our city clerk, Ms. Dick Penn. The pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by Alderman Wilson.
Alderman Lennox, and second by Alderman Wilson.
Alderman Wilson. Any questions?
Mayor, is this about accepting or this approval or what? This meeting?
You're approving our budget for FY fiscal year 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can I make a comment about it before? I have talked to, we have a Recreation Advisory Committee. And they feel like that recreation is not being done properly in the way we should do it. And they say it has been 5 years and we're getting the same excuse every time. And we have got our people, our constituents to accept that 2%, but we still don't have anything. No fields, no gym, no nothing. And I respect that board because I don't think we are paying that board any attention because that board have a lot of ideas. And I'm sustaining.
We have a motion on the floor, motion by Alderman Leonard and second by Alderman Wilson. Any other comments?
One other comment I have is to commend the finance committee for meeting and getting us to this point where we are. And I really want to thank Ms. Dick Penn and Ms. Crystal for keeping us on track with getting our budget until we meet our schedule. That's a lot of work.
And Mayor, out of due respect, I appreciate what the finance committee has done. And, they have done a very good job. But I just need to hear more from our recreation supervision. Because it's been 5 years, going on 5 years, and we are hearing the same thing. We getting there. I can't accept that. Because we don't have no ball field, we don't have no gym, we don't have, I'm just saying, and we receiving money for that. And where's it going? And I'm not directing somebody misusing or none of that. But I just need to know more about what are we doing? Where are we going with recreation? Our kids, every year they leave, and we're not doing nothing. And that's just the way I feel, because I know we have options to do better than we are doing. And we're not doing nothing. But recreation was football, baseball, kind of leaning with basketball, but baseball and football, I can't see it. I can't see it. And we in a situation where we are playing travel ball. We need a league. We need our own Moss Point Recreation League. And we're not having it. And that's the way I feel. And I'm being honest, because everything else on this budget, I accept. And I like that. They have done a very good job of what we have accomplished, and we're moving forward. The recreation is not moving. Same thing for 5 years, going on 5 years.
Well, I mean, how does the budget, why not voting for the budget gonna help what you're talking about?
Well, see, that's why I sustain, because I like the way financial people have done this budget. But
I know, but I'm just trying to get some understanding on those concerns you have. Is a management issue of making sure they do what need to be done. These are dollars, these are numbers here that we're saying that is appropriated to get that work done. So is there something about the numbers we need to do something to get you satisfied with the budget? Because the budget is about the money that's available, appropriated to do the work you're talking about.
it's not so much about the money. It's about doing.
I know, but the budget is what we're voting on, though. Not about what they're doing, it's the budget that we're saying, we have to make sure the money that's here, your desire and your concerns is in this money. So the money needs to be spent the way you think it ought to be spent.
Exactly.
Accomplish what you want to get accomplished.
Exactly right.
So we have to hold the budget up because of that. We have to make sure that personnel is doing what you're talking about.
Well, now you could be right. It's probably a personnel issue then.
Yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do with our budget. We have to make sure, we have to call those people in for you to have that conversation. To say, why we're not spending this money like we're supposed to. Why we're not getting this work done, because the money is here.
I can agree with
The
that.
money is here.
Well,
So why aren't you spending this money the way it's supposed to be to get this stuff done?
now see, that's why you the chief. You explain that to me.
Okay.
So we need to check personnel.
Yeah, as soon as we get this done, we need to have them here so we can say, Alderman Chastain, tell them about your concerns and let them tell you a timeline, because that's what I've done. Give me a timeline on when you're gonna get this done, when you're gonna get this done, when you're gonna get this done, and how much it's gonna cost. And the cost is in here.
I can agree.
Mayor,
I'm glad you explained it to me like that, because
can I also make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Regarding that, If it's more than you that just have concerns, there can always be a work session to talk to Parks and Recs. And you can bring them your suggestions and they can answer your questions if that's how you guys decide you want to do that. There's always discussions that can continue to be had. In the Parks and Recreation Department, if it's the upkeep of the facilities and different things like that, those are conversations you can always have to give direction to the Parks and Recs Department on where this board wants to see Parks and Recs go in the future. And express that to them and give them specific priorities and deadlines on things to work on our facilities and our buildings and things here in Moss Point.
Well, that is good. Understanding the best thing in the world, because I know it's my second term. And every year we the same, and we spend all this money at Sue Ellen. You talk about Gaucher Street, Frederick Street, it ain't happening. You know, but I'm glad you explained it to me about my feelings about the budget. Don't fault the budget, but we need to get with Parks and Rec. So I withdraw my sustain and I vote nay.
It was,
I vote yay.
okay,
Yeah. That's what I mean.
all right.
Because, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I respect Alderman Chastain's concerns. I was looking through this while he was talking. And it is a matter of, like Tricia said, we need to get together and, like you said, make sure the things he's talking about get addressed. Like you said, the money's here. I was just looking through here. $200,000 budgeted for building repair and maintenance. Another $5,000 for materials and supplies. $178,000 for personnel. So, and that's not all of it. It's a total of $687,000. But I won't go through all of it. I will say this: $135,000 for our programs, our sports program, basketball, baseball, cheerleading, sweetheart ball, concessions, and all that stuff. So, Alderman Chastain's right. We just got to get on top of what's happening. I think a good idea would be the next department report. They provide those reports every month. We need to take them. I think he and I could get together and or do a work session like Tricia said, and go through that report line by line. Ask the department leadership to come in, take us through it, and give us an update.
And see, your advisory board, they're a very good board. What is it? Hey, what we say don't mean nothing. Because they give some good advice.
Just this what we did just 2 weeks ago, and I can provide you that timeline. I actually the rec board staff. There was Miss Joseph and Chuck and Coach to come to my office, and they gave me a timeline for when the Gaucher Field is going to be ready for baseball this year, and I'm talking first class facilities. We're going to take these facilities one at a time. Once we get that done, then we move to the next field, get it done. Use all the money we need to get it up first class, and we move to the next one. So eventually, we're going to have all of our facilities in first class shape, but you take one at a time to make sure you stop piecemealing. What we've been doing is piecemealing everywhere and not getting anything done very much.
I can't agree.
You don't have to tell me how you feel about Bellevue. I know how you feel about Bellevue. But we're getting there, and I said that to Mr. Bradford the other day. Well, what field is being used the most right now? It was Gaucher, because that's what it was when I got here. So I'm saying, I'm trying to get that field in first class shape, and then you move to another one.
Okay, man. It's not gonna happen.
Let me just say this to you guys. We can spread it out and do all of them. but you're only gonna get a little bit done.
One question,
Put all your eggs in one area for a moment and get that done, then you can put all your eggs in another one and get it done.
Mayor.
Okay.
What if we put the effort in Bellevue that we putting out there at Goshen?
Why wasn't that the case before I got here?
That was the problem.
Okay, so I'm trying to get that better. So we gonna get that better.
Okay.
But I promise you,
Okay,
but I hope you understand
I understand
where
that.
we are now is that this is about the numbers and the numbers of the money is there. We just gotta make sure they execute.
I appreciate you explaining that to me, and maybe I could have wasn't thinking like that.
And please keep in mind too, Chuck Redmond, who was a former alderman of Ward 2, has been brought in as a contractual person to help the athletic director prioritize the facilities and what work needs to be done first to help him organize those things to get everything up to par, the facility and the fields.
Well,
So, and that's gonna help him, because he does have some experience in athletics. So, he's there to help him prioritize, according to what's presented to them in the priorities list that the board wants to see happen.
I will say, I think there's one field at Bellevue that could be put back into service
way cheaper than what you spending.
with, you know, a minimal amount of effort. And maybe the Recreation Advisory Board could actually take a look at that. When I was on the board, there was gonna be an effort for the board members to go tour it and come up with a list of ideas, and I think Coach Alexander was gonna get some volunteer work and some help with the fences, wasn't he?
Right.
So there may be an opportunity there, Mayor, for just that one field, and you'd have something closer to downtown.
And the school field is already, it's ready to go.
School, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mean to make a rule statement. Chuck Redmond is going to favor Goshen. That's where he came up at. But Bellevue gonna be less money spent to be on the ready to go than Goshen. And and you ain't got to we ain't got to elaborate on it, you know, and we're not gonna get into it about it. But I'm saying Goshen Street is not going to be appropriate for us to host a district tournament. It's already been said. You can spend all you want at Goshen, but they can't host a district tournament. Dixie U have already told them they are never coming back there no more because parking facilities, everything was zero. But now, I can understand, you know, like you say, that the funds are there and we could allocate it the way the board decide. But I just say, you would spend less money at a better facilities than you would have at Goshen. And
I don't know why Bellevue got attention. We can discuss that offline. The bottom line is we have the luxury of time to discuss logistics with the way we apply that aspect of the budget. But we do not have the luxury of time to approve the budget itself. So we gotta, and I agree with you. I'll be glad to work with you in any way we need to. But for right now,
well, I understand.
that we have to meet our requirements, our legal requirements to get this budget.
I said, I admit,
Yes,
I understand that the mayor have explained it. And I understand about the budget. I don't have no problem with the budget. But at first, I was just thought maybe what I was thinking to disapprove the budget. But now that the way you explain it to me, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go.
Any other discussion? Mr. Becker, you have any questions?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Both Alderman Chapman and second Alderman to adjourn. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Today is the parade.
Man, I can't get home.
There's a meeting, 3 days in April.